Just how pivotal is beating Michigan this weekend to Ryan Day's legacy, and how does Ryan Day stack up in the pantheon of Ohio State coaches, and frankly, in this present age of the elite tier of head coaches in the sport? What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you believe that Ryan Day's legacy is tarnished by his record against Michigan, even knowing what you already know, which is that he won a national championship last year? I think this is an interesting topic to dig into for a number of reasons, but the starting one, the one that I think is at the top of everybody's minds, is that Urban Meyer won as many national championships as Ryan Day has. Probably should have won at least 2, maybe 3, if you're really going to count the rings. And I would include that 2012 year as being one of those. Honestly, I think that retroactively award that national championship. Postseason ban really spoiled this. There's lots of data to show that Notre Dame and Alabama should have been in that championship game, but I still contend that the best team in the sport that year was the Ohio State Buckeyes, and a remarkable turnaround for Urban Meyer, who's taken over a team that was bad and made them elite. They did not lose a football game. He also tapped Ryan Day to be his offensive coordinator and eventually to succeed him as the head coach of the Buckeyes. But the thing that Urban Meyer has for him that Ryan Day does not for him, even as Ryan Day is 81-10 as a head coach, 81-10, Buckeye fans will be the first to tell you that he should be 86-5, which, I think is fascinating. 86-5 because, well, he should win every single game he plays against Michigan. 1, because it's Michigan, but 2, because Urban Meyer's 7-0 against Michigan. Didn't drop a game to that team in what is a dominant decade for the Buckeyes against Michigan. And Michigan is in the midst of trying to put together a half decade of wins against this program that has not beaten it since 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Those are all Michigan wins. One of those belongs to Sharon Moore, who's got a perfect record against the Buckeyes. It's also the same number of games dropped Ryan Day against Michigan as John Cooper, right? John Cooper lost to Michigan 4 consecutive years, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991. I got a soft spot for John Cooper because he's head coach at TU before he was head coach at Ohio State. And he wasn't a bad head coach at Ohio State. As a matter of fact, they don't have bad coaches at Ohio State. He just wasn't as good as his predecessor, Earl Bruce, or his successor, the one and only Lieutenant Governor of the state of Ohio, Jim Tressel. Now, I think comparing Ryan Day to those guys is hard, but when you got basically 7 head coaches since like 1950, see Woody Hayes, Earl Bruce, John Cooper, Jim Tressel, Luke Fickell, Urban Meyer, Ryan Day. 7, 8 if you count Luke Fickell, and we do, so 8, right? It's really difficult. I mean, John Wilsey also lost 6 in a row, 1922, 1927. That's a different kind of football there at the time. We're also talking about Day laying claim to the second best winning percentage of any football coach that is qualifying with an 89% win rate. Like, that's trailing only Walter Camp and a few others, like Urban Meyer being a few others. But Walter Camp had a 92.4% win rate at Stanford and Yale. And the modern game of American football is what he created it to be. I think also taking into account Walter Camp is a guy that thought of football as simulating trench warfare, needing to prepare men to go do battle in the Great War. He wanted the forward pass banned because he thought it was soft. He thought it made his players, thought it made the game soft. How are you going to learn to fight the enemy if you're just trying to throw it over their heads? That's not how we go win wars. We more or less kept that, right? The ground game is what we're after. Jay Billis's famous rant about sadistic ground acquisition in a something Christopher. I was like, yo, dog, all right, if that's where you want to live, I get it. Basketball is a softer sport, and we need to make it a harder sport, but it's not a harder sport because basketball players are failed football players, and most people know this. That said, I'm looking at it, and I'm also asking this question: what else could Ryan Day do? I mean, there are only 3 active coaches who've won national championships. Ryan Day, Dabo Swinney, whose Clemson team is very bad, and Georgia, who could win another national championship and has won 2 in the last 5 years, 2021, 2022. The Buckeyes won 1, and they returned their head coach. Michigan's head coach won 1 and said, "Get me the hell up out of here, over to LA." It's a very strange thing for a Michigan man to do, a man that likes to clothe themselves in work clothes and take on the persona of the Rust Belt worker, the factory worker in Michigan, only to leave for LA. Make that one make sense to me. However, Ryan Day very much has the job that he wants and wants to keep it for as long as they're going to allow him to. And I think winning against Michigan is going to go further for that. I'm not of the ilk that says I need to beat my rival more than I need to win the national championship. I'm not that guy. I will never be that guy. I honestly could lose to Texas for the next decade if I get 3 national championships. I don't care. I really don't care. And it makes me very mad to find out that's how small-minded many people are. I just need to beat my neighbor. I just need to beat that person across the street. I don't give a damn about what they doing. You know why I don't give a damn? Because if I win the entire national championship, they're going to know about it too. Will they have a sign in their yard that says, "Yeah, but you ain't beat me"? Fine. Great. Good for you. You got the 1 win. I'll carry the ring. That's why we play the game. We play the game to win the whole damn thing, not to beat some dude across the street that can't even afford the rent at my house. That's where I'm at with this. I get it. Ryan Day is 1-4, but it is so hard for me to sit back here in this studio listening to a guy out there hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilt liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo. You know what I mean? Like, I get out of here with that, man. Go win the national friggin' championship. Let them talk their noise. I think having a losing record against Michigan is the one black mark on Ryan Day's record. And he's still going to have a losing record against Michigan if he wins this year and next year and the next. You know, it wouldn't be a losing record in the next. It would be a 500 record in the next. But my point is made. He can't get to a winning record unless he reels off 4 in a row. Would you rather that Ohio State win 2 national championships or reel off 4 in a row? And if you're really having to think about that, you didn't listen to a damn word I said, in which case I really can't help you in the first.